Hello, everybody. I think we can all guess, obviously, what this video is going to be about. But today I am going to be sharing and talking about my journal and planner plans for 2024. I am changing things a little bit drastically, and we'll get into that, but let's just talk about what we have here. The first one I have is this dated Nolty, and I actually got this in a stationery selection box last year. I think it was October maybe. And as soon as I touched it, I immediately connected. Something happened. I don't know if it was just because I was desperate for a change or if it was just intriguing, it was new, it was interesting, or if it was just because of the quality or the fact that Mitts had sent us like a whole planner, like a dated proper planner, and I didn't have to think about it. Like it didn't take up brain space. I didn't have to think about it or ponder about it. It just showed up. But I have really enjoyed it. It's very different than anything I've ever used in the past, I'll be honest. So right off the bat, we have a lot of these dated calendars. I think it goes all the way to 2025. Yeah, it goes to March of 2025. So there's a lot of forward planning that you can do with that. You get a whole year. It started in December of last. It has all of this, and this is where I planned to use, these pages to document my work stuff. So and probably for the last 5 years or so, I have always had a separate planner for work where I would keep track of the content I was creating, where I was posting, how often I was posting, and I would use it for all of my endeavors, for Patreon, Etsy, YouTube, Instagram, all of the things. But I never was able to fully commit to having a totally separate book for that. And so I decided to just completely take that one out of play. It wasn't useful. It didn't provide anything. And yeah, I didn't want to do it anymore. So I have decided to put those in these pages, especially since I've got so much going on here. And then we have, this is the layout basically. And I'm using this as my dirty planner is what I call it. It's basically my scratch planner. This is where this is almost like a commonplace notebook or a commonplace planner where I keep it out on my counter or by my couch on my coffee table so that in the evenings or throughout the day I can grab it and write things that I need to write down, notes, what we did that day, if I'm on the phone call and I need to scratch some information down. That's basically how I'm using this. And basically I'm using these top blocks for the important things. So the top section right here, right under the date, is where I'm writing scheduled plans, where I have to be somewhere at a certain time. Like those are scheduled. That's what's happening. And then this right here is where I'm basically writing anything other that we have majorly going on or what we did. Basically a highlight of the day or a plan of action or something like that. And here's a good example of that. So I've got our scheduled appointments on the top, and then anything that's sort of major but not necessarily scheduled, like I have to be there at a specific time, or just anything that we might have done that day, so that you can see it's basically, I'm just writing highlights of the day. And it gets very messy. It can also be very clean. I haven't fully figured this out yet, but right now I'm liking it. I was very sick for all of January so far, basically. Really, really sick. Like probably very close to death sick. And maybe I'll talk about that in a different video, but basically I was septic and it was really bad. So January, as much as I actually have written in here, it's kind of a miracle that I even was able to do that because I just was not there. But yeah, I'm really excited. The good thing about this one is that it does have some memo pages in the back that are actually like bound, but it also comes with this totally separate notebook that can come out of it, and it's just blank note pages. So I really, really love this. I've even considered, because of the size, being able to just take it with me if I ever move into like a bigger purse. This would easily fit in that purse. If I'm ever needing to write any notes down, I can write it in here, because there's so much space down here. Currently, I'm just using it like a vertical traveler's notebook, just writing my notes vertically. But we'll see how that changes, because I am struggling with like the thinness of it, and my handwriting is not small. So we'll see. This is my dirty planner. I did use the Travelers Company stickers to notate the months, just because I was bored and wanted to play. The second notebook I have is a standard size traveler's notebook, and I told everybody last year, I told you guys I was going to be moving back into this size, and initially I had intended to use this for my my journaling, like my creative journaling, this size as well, just because I have so many notebooks. But we'll get to that in the future, in a little bit, about why I'm not doing that. But let's just go ahead and jump into this, because I did sit down and play with this last night. After finally getting to a place where I feel healthy and able to sort of come into my office again, I did come in here last night and have a good little play. So this is the dated weekly horizontal insert from Travelers Company. And you've got some forward planning pages here in the front. I don't really think I'll use these. I don't typically use these, but we'll see how that goes in the future. I straight up did not do anything in December. I did not start using this early, but I do have my pages done. So I'm really pumped about this. I think it's really interesting. And I did take it all the way up to today. I have always used a system similar to this. It's always been, you know, like what happened and then a blank size, whether it's a different size. I did use the A5 Muji for a couple of years when I was in my A5 era, is what I'm calling it basically. But I just wanted to come back to this. I don't know. I haven't used a standard size in a couple of years now, and I wanted to come back home to that. So I am using my Superior Labor exclusive cover from Travelers Company, or Travelers Notebook. And I bought this last year and just never did anything with it, so I'm going to love it this year. Mitz actually acquired this for me because it was really difficult for people stateside to get this. So she did acquire this for me and send it over, which was really sweet. And I want to respect, you know, the gesture and the notebook itself. All right, lastly, keeping this super short and sweet. Last year was really difficult for me. I struggled in a lot of different ways, but anyway, I struggled a lot last year. I was in a really bad car accident with my youngest children, and it just sort of catapulted from there. My life just like slowly just, I felt like I lost control. There was a lot of stuff going on, and it hasn't actually gotten any better. If that's not evident by being sick all of January so far. But as a result, I have decided to completely upend my plan for my creative journaling plan. Initially, I had planned to go into another A5 journal. This is a blank Hobonichi journal. It's this cover, because you guys know I absolutely love all the botanicals. And initially, even up until last night, this was the plan. Like, I had already even started setting it up. But the second I stared at this empty page, I realized that I was in over my head already. So I quickly chopped and changed my plan, and I have the same exact notebook, just in this much smaller size. And I decided to test this out. So I've been following Serica from Serica Studio for several years. Probably since the beginning of her online presence, basically. I've just always been inspired by her simplicity and her honesty. And she uses this size, and she simplified her creative journaling experience a couple of years ago after she became a mother. And I was so inspired by her ability to take something so simple and small like this and get the point across in a very simple, crisp, and clean way by using very minimal supplies. And if you've been a follower of mine for a while, you know I don't do simple. I don't do like more is more, and I want that. But I had to make some changes for my mental health, for my physical health, for my just all of those reasons. I needed to simplify and stop adding the unrelenting pressure of creating for the sake of creating and feeling the need to fill pages just so that I can fill a notebook so that I can share that with you guys. I'm not doing that this year. I'm simplifying. So I think in 3 or 4 pages, I've got all of January. So it's from the 1st all the way to the 20th is where I'm at now. And I'm basically just using a couple of stickers, maybe my mild liners, and rub-ons. I'm going to keep things very simple. It's very different. I know if you guys have followed me for a while, you know that this is like super out of character for me, but I have to do this for me. You know, it's just, I want to document my life. I want to be creative, but I'm just in a place right now where I don't have a lot of free time, and I needed to simplify and take the pressure off. And, you know, I may not be filming quite as many journaling type videos, but what does come across is going to be a little bit more intentional, a little bit more simple, and we'll see where that goes. But yeah, we're going to make some changes this year, friends. With that being said, I will love you and leave you here. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I will try to leave links for all of the supplies that I am using if I can find them. But yeah, that is it for me. So thank you so much for hanging out, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks. Bye.